everyone, this is Maki. The new story of G Gundam Tenchi Tengoku. The last episode has finally been released. How will the story of Dokko Kyuhai end? And will the Shuffle Alliance be able to overcome the trials of the Dark Shuffle? Today, let's examine the contents of the final story. Please be aware that I will be talking about all the spoilers of the story. So everyone, thanks for waiting. The final Gundam fight! Ready? Go! Schwartz and the Gundam fighters managed to break through the barrier created by the Dark Shuffle. Allenby supports the fallen Schwartz. Schwartz is very concerned about Domon. Allenby responds to Schwartz with a smile. This Gundam will be fine. I can understand that. Schwartz is surprised by Allenby's words. That Gundam will not lose because it is strong. Unlike the surprised Schwartz, Allenby speaks with conviction. And upon hearing Allenby's words, Schwartz agrees with her. That's right, and the members of the Shuffle Alliance are also strong. The Shuffle Alliance Gundams, having received new system data from the support members, stand up. Seeing the Gundams rising with a strong will, the Dark Shuffle is astonished. From here, the Shuffle Alliance's counterattack begins. The first to attack was Chibody Crockett. Gundam Maxstar declares with his fist saying that Gundam Gon Show. Bring it on past champions. Gundam Gon Show and the past masters unleash their punches at the same time. Then Gundam Maxstar's entire body grows. It removes the armor on its chest and begins to transform further from the shape-up style with boxing gloves. The armor separates, transforming into an even lighter form. Chibody shouts, "Open guard! Weight reduction complete, dimension clear!" Gundam Maxstar dodges the champions, blows and approaches Gundam Gon Show. The first Dark Shuffle champion shouts it's moving at 3 times normal speed. Gundam Maxstar defeats the second, third, and fifth champions near Gundam Gon Show. Finally, Gundam Maxstar delivers a powerful blow to Gundam Gon Show. The blows of the two Gundams intersect, resulting in a cross-counter state. Both are blown away and get up again. Then Gundam Maxstar's new special move is activated. Chibody yells while running. Launch rocket, space rocket Apollo punch. Gundam Maxstar's legs separate, revealing powerful engines. Next, the waist section separates, further increasing its speed. The chest part also separates, accelerating even more. The 3-stage missile strike hits Gundam Gon Show. The Gundam Gon Show and the first champion proudly declared his own KO as he disappeared. The scene shifts to the arena where Gundam Rose and George D. Sander are fighting. Gundam Follow Me and Gundam Rose face each other with their swords at the ready. The soldier-type Gundam summoned by Gundam Follow Me attack Gundam Rose. George raises his sword and yells, "Follow me!" Then the soldier-type Gundams begin to attack Follow Me. Upon closer inspection, the soldier-type Gundams have Rose's bits embedded in them. The program transmitted by the Rose's bits put the soldier-type Gundams under the control of Gundam Rose. Who is piloting Gundam Follow Me, is surprised. However, in the next moment he creates mirror image clones and defeats the soldier-type Gundams. Gundam Rose attacks Gundam Follow Me. Joe shouts the name of his new special move, Rose Shield Screamer. The shoulder shield separates and rotates at high speed along with the rose bits. The crone's swords are blocked by the shield and pierced by the rose's bits. Attack. Joe shouts the name of another new technique, Rose Wing. He attaches the shield to his hand and flies upwards while spinning. Gundam Rose collects the rose bits and fires them all at once. The massive beams destroy Gundam Follow Me. Splendid farewell. JD praises Doge and disappears with an explosion. The scene shifts to the side of the battle between Dragon Gundam and Saisaishi. Beautiful butterfly-like energy wings shine from the back of Dragon Gundam. Saisaishi's support members look at Dragon Gundam seriously. This technique uses Saisaishi's own life. Everyone, please watch over him calmly. Dragon Gundam's shoulders detach and begin to fly. Both arms form a ring in front of the Dragon Gundam and rotate. Then Taikyoku-Yu appears. This is a symbolic concept handed down in Chinese religion. It represents the balance of light and shadow energy, depicting the harmony between the two. Saisaishi speaks with a determined expression. Even if it costs me my life, I have no choice but to use this technique to defeat a great martial artist. The Dragon Gundam exudes a beautiful aura. Everyone watching the fight is mesmerized by the beautiful light. Saisaishi is about to activate Shin Rusei Kochoken. However, Grandfather stops Saisaishi with a loud voice. Wait! Saisaishi stops in surprise. The Dragon Gundam's movements are stopped by the mental energy emitted by Grandfather. Grandfather approaches Saisaishi and speaks softly into his ear. Do you understand that the technique you are about to use would cost you your life? Saisaishi replies with a determined look on his face. Of course, I am prepared. Grandfather speaks with a gentle expression. Then let this match end here. I understand what the result would be if such a powerful technique is received. Your life is not to be lost here. Your value is too great. From the time I lived through the long history, you have made many efforts. I was defeated by the accumulation of time. You have taught me a good technique. Continue your efforts. Grandfather and Gundam Ryu-kan Fu quietly disappear. Saisaishi bids farewell to Grandfather with a martial artist's bow. The scene shifts to the battlefield between both Gundam and Argo Gao's key. Nastasha gives Argo instructions. Now Argo, defeat him. Both Gundam, wrapped in Gundam Mat Rio Shaker, emits a tremendous light. The next moment, an explosion occurs from the head of Gundam Mat Rio Shaker, and a beam of light shoots into the sky. The light rushes toward Dimitri, who is floating in space. Eventually, Dimitri's body is enveloped in light. Looking at the earth wrapped in light, Dimitri murmurs, "The color of the earth is blue." Chibodi watches the scene in amazement and says, "Is that it?" Nastasha replies proudly, "This is enough. But this technique won't work anymore." In Nastasha's line of sight is the damaged Bolt Gundam with its shoulders melted. Chibodi asks Argo, "What did you just do?" Argo replies briefly, "That's a secret." The scene shifts to the battle between Burning Gundam and Gundam Master Dokko. All of Domon's attacks are dodged by Dokko Q-High. Conversely, all of Dokko Q-High's attacks hit Domon. Rain carefully analyzes the battle. Master Dokko narrowly dodges all of Burning Gundam's attacks. Rain thinks that there might be a clue in the narrowly dodging element. Realizing something, Rain transmits system data to Burning Gundam. Domon receives the data and talks to Rain. I received the data, what should I do next? Rain replies, I'm sorry. The data for the new weapon of Burning Gundam is not complete. Instead, I've activated the use of Shining Finger. Also, there's one element I want to test. Start attacking Master Dokko. Domon questions and speaks. But the opponent will dodge it, won't he? Rain shouts, it's okay, just attack without thinking. Believing Rain's words, Domon begins to attack. Dokko Q-High tries to dodge the attacks. In the next moment, with a confident expression on her face, Burning Gundam's blow hits Master Dokko's right shoulder. Dokko Q-High is surprised, but quickly regains her stance. Domon continues his attacks. The next blow lands on Master Dokko's stomach. Burning Gundam's attacks continue to hit Master Dokko one after another. The Shuffle Alliance and the support members watch the match with astonished expressions. Rain explains her reasoning. Master Dokko narrowly avoided Burning Gundam's attacks. They were unnecessarily close dodges. Saisai's supporters speak up. This is the skill of a martial arts master. Rain denies the words. In Dokko Q-High's case, it wasn't like that. I heard the conversation between Master Asia and Dokko Q-High. Dokko Q-High cut off her own right shoulder. After that, she had no experience fighting in a mobile fighter. And she was flying the White Master Gundam for the first time. The internal system of the White Master Gundam measures the characteristics of a pilot who has lost an arm and reflects this in its operating program. However, Dokko Q-High, the pilot, doesn't understand this. As a result, there is a slight discrepancy between Dokko Q-High's movements and those of the White Master Gundam. The error made by the mechanical system was so minor that only a person with deep mechanics would notice it. I sent a program to Burning Gundam to respond to the gaps caused by the discrepancy between the White Master Gundam's operating program and Dokko Q-High's movements. Domon throws relentless punches without thinking. Dokko Q-High takes Domon's punches one by one. Schwartz, observing Domon's fighting style, speaks. Domon's punches are thrown without any conscious thought. Dokko Q-High tries to analyze and evade Domon's punches as a martial artist. However, Domon's mindlessness combined with Rain's program has created attacks that Dokko Q-High cannot analyze. Domon, who throws punches without thinking, reaches the state of Meki. Gundam Master Dokko is hit and blown away. Burning Gundam activates Shining Finger. Gundam Master Dokko's head explodes due to the Shining Finger. Rain and the others are sure of Domon's victory. However, Master Asia shouts, "No, it's not over yet. Look! The corner post falling from space hasn't stopped yet. And Master Dokko has Dar Gundam cells. Master Gundam grabs Burning Gundam and jumps. A massive energy beam passes through the place, where Burning Gundam stood. The enormous energy collides with a distant island and explodes. The island is wiped out by the explosion. Gundam Master Dokko emerges from the flames of the explosion. It is equipped with 9 funnel plates like a parabolic antenna, and its lower body resembles that of the Dark Gundam. Dokko Kyuhai shouts, "This is Tenchi Tengaku Ken." When fired from this Gundam, it becomes an extremely powerful technique. Dokko Kyuhai prepares to fire Tenchi Tengaku Ken again. Master Asia calls to Domon. "Domon, prepare your technique." Domon replies to Master Asia, "Understood, Master." Dokko Kyuhai's Tenchi Tengaku Ken attacks Burning Gundam and Master Gundam. Domon nearly falls to his knees. Master Asia speaks to Domon. "Hold on. My inexperienced pupil. What is your goal? What is your dream? Wasn't it your goal to fight me to save your father?" Domon stands up again. Domon and Master Asia fire the Chokyu-Ho Deneidan together. The emblem of the King of Hearts shines on the fists of Domon and Master Asia. They break through the Tenchi Tengaku Ken and hit Gundam Master Dokko. The energy generated by the collision between the Tenchi Tengaku Ken and the Chokyu-Ho Deneidan spreads into the sky. Unfortunately, the energy hits the falling corner post, accelerating its descent. The Shuffle Alliance flies into the sky. The Gundam struggle to support the corner post. Master Asia yells at Domon, "What are you doing? Hurry up and go!" Burning Gundam supports the corner post with the Shuffle Alliance members. A battered Gundam Master Dokko emerges from the rubble. "Wait, the battle is not over. I haven't lost." Dokko Kyuhai prepares to fire Tenchi Tengaku Ken again. Master Asia gently holds Dokko Kyuhai's hand and restrains it. "That's enough, sister." Dokko Kyuhai looks at Master Asia and speaks. "You fought dishonorably with 2 people, but I won't lose in a one-on-one fight." Master Asia denies Dokko Kyuhai's words. "No, you also fought with 2 people. Didn't you realize that? The secret of the Tenchi Tengaku Ken you used. Your beloved disciple was always at your side in your lost right arm." Dokko Kyuhai looks at her right arm with a surprised face. There she sees the figure of her beloved disciple. The scene switches to Master Asia's memory. It's the match of the 12th Gundam fight. It shows the battle between Dokko Kyuhai's disciple and Master Asia. Dokko Kyuhai's disciple is defeated by Hell Gundam and falls. Master Asia speaks with regret. He was already weak from the injuries he received in the previous fight before he fought me. Perhaps he lacked practical experience. By the time he fought me, his body had reached its limit. And he told me why he entered the Gundam fight. Dokko Kyuhai asks Master Asia in surprise. "That's impossible. He couldn't speak." Master Asia replies gently. "He couldn't speak, but he desperately moved his mouth to convey his words to me. From the movements of his mouth and the sound of his coughing abroad, I understood his intention. Please let my master return to Ryuha Toho Fuhai." This was the dream that he staked on the Gundam fight. Dokko Kyuhai, surprised, sheds tears. Above the arena, the corner post continues to accelerate its descent. Master Asia speaks to Dokko Q-High. Sister, we must hurry. The two Master Gundams rise and head for the corner post. Master Asia yells to the Shuffle Alliance, move away and clears the area. Master Asia and Dokko Q-High unleash their ultimate techniques simultaneously. Shukyoku o Gisei Kihotenchi Tengaku Tenkyoken. The corner post is pushed back into space. Once again, it rises into space and stops at its designated position. Some time passes. Dokko Q-High sits and watches the sunset. Master Asia is standing nearby. Dokko Q-High talks to Master Asia about the curse tradition passed down in their school. It is a curse that occurs after a master recognizes his student and passes on his status as a martial artist. The jinx is that the master, after passing on his status, is killed by his disciple. The previous master was Dokko Q-High's biological parent, since he did not want his daughter to perform the act of killing her parents. He did not pass on the status of martial artist to her. Dokko Q-High speaks to Master Asia. I am the daughter of the master. But you had the determination to face the jinx, didn't you? Master Asia nods quietly. I see. Dokko Q-High nods and disappears. And so the story ends. The story of Tenchi Tengaku has come to an end. However, an official announcement on X revealed that the second part will be released in the fall of 2024. What kind of story will it be? There are still mysteries left in the story of Tenchi Tengaku. Do you remember the scene in the previous story where Master Asia was teaching a technique to a young boy? Master Asia taught him a technique called Kiju Shoujo. At this point, it's still unclear what kind of technique it is. It's also unclear who the boy learning the technique from Master Asia is. If it was Domon, he would remember. Was it Dokko Q-High's pupil? However, nothing was said about the boy at that time. Let's look forward to solving these remaining mysteries. And the scene where Burning Gundam used the shining finger was surprising. In fact, there is a scene in the novel where Shining Gundam uses a Kihoten Kyoken. I was very excited because it reminded me of the development of the novel. It might be fun to recreate the scene where Burning Gundam uses Shining Finger by using the pump parts of Shining Gundam with plastic models or figurines. Thank you for watching until the end. See you next time.